So what did the indicative votes actually indicate? Parliament was offered 8 possible choices and MPs were allowed to vote for as many as they wished. The headlines will tell you that every one was rejected, but actually it's a little more complicated. The MPs are going to get a second chance on Monday, and while nothing secured a majority this time around, they now have some pointers as to which ideas are the main contenders. There were 8 options: revoking Article 50 to prevent no deal, a second referendum, the Common Market 2.0 option of staying in the single market and the customs union, staying in just the single market, the Labour package for a softer Brexit which was not quite Common Market 2.0, staying in just the customs union, a preferential free trade deal and a no-deal Brexit. Here are the yes votes for each choice. So the EEA, no deal and the free trade options suffered the heaviest defeats, attracting just 65, 139 and 160 votes respectively. The last shows that just over half the Conservative Party would back a no-deal Brexit. Of the other options, revoking Article 50 at the last minute to stop a no-deal Brexit secured 184 votes, the bulk of them coming from the Labour Party and the Scottish National Party. The Common Market 2.0 option had some cross-party support, but not enough. It got 143 Labour votes, but just 36 Conservatives. Other parties which might support a softer Brexit, and did so once upon a time, didn't back it on this occasion. The official Labour option obviously attracted almost all Labour MPs, but few others. That left 2 clear frontrunners: staying in a permanent customs union and a second referendum. The customs union came closest to winning, falling just 8 votes short of a majority. It secured 226 Labour votes but just 33 Tories. It lost because the SNP, the Liberal Democrats, the Welsh Nationalists and the New Independent Group refused to support it. The New Independent Group actually voted against. They did this for tactical reasons, because they wanted a victory for the second referendum. They didn't quite get it, but it did secure more votes than any other options, although it was 27 short of a majority, and so lost by more than the customs union option. Let's take a look at how the choices broke down. This chart shows how MPs who voted for one particular choice, such as revoke Article 50, were also keen on a second referendum. As we look through the choices, there's a relatively clear split between the harder and softer options and how support coalesced around them. So what you can see is that overall, the only options which got close to a majority were those officially backed by the Labour Party. The ones with largely Conservative support were the least successful. The referendum was backed by 198 Labour MPs, the SNP, the Welsh Nats, the Liberal Democrats, the New Independent Group and the One Green. It was opposed by most Conservatives, the DUP and, significantly, 27 Labour MPs. So what does that tell us about what might come next? It tells us that it's a runoff between the referendum and the customs union. The problem is that both sides did well enough for their supporters to want to stick with their main option. The referendum is a more popular cause in the country, but the customs union probably has a larger pool of potential converts. Most of those who want a referendum have probably backed it already. It may have a harder ceiling, although things may shift if the May deal falls conclusively and MPs are staring at a no-deal Brexit. The customs union is already closer to a majority. If just 4 opponents or 8 abstainers switched sides, it would get over the line. We know that 160 Tories backed a no-deal outcome. That means 154 did not. If the customs union is the only alternative to a referendum or to no deal, enough of those 154 Tories might be ready to get behind it.